I told you we'd be deathless. We just need new shells from time to time. And plenty of souls.
I'm gonna scare y'all, but this is the real reason why I don't show my face. Alright, look. See? See, I got real Illuminati bloodline. Turn the camera on, hold up. Now watch this. See that? See, I gotta keep my identity hidden, man. Fuck you think they gonna do if they see me with this shit? They might kill my ass.
And this professor sat there. She teaches classic. And because I said the Greek were not classical, therefore they can't teach classics. The only thing classical about the Greeks were the classical faggots. And that's the only thing, especially for most of you who are members of the Upper Dapper, Lapa Kappa Dapper Pepper. I know that I'm hurting a lot of your feelings, but I generally do that, so don't feel bad. Ben Yekin said that Judaism is Jewish. No, Judaism is a fraud, just like Christianity and Islam. It's a fraud because it does not recognize its mother. And any child that disrespects its mother by declaring she is not his or her mother is a fraud. Whether you call the deity in Arabic Allah, or you call the deity God, or you call the deity Dio, it still means the deity, the male form of the deity. Of course, it is a problem by which Abraham and all of them had. It seems as if that the Hebrews or Jews, whatever name we want to call them, had gotten afraid of their women, as they did with the Adam and Eve story. And they finally decided to deny their mama the proper place she held in world reality. She had given birth to the bastards and should have turned her foot when they were coming out and snapped their neck. But like most women, they were being kind and allowed these monsters to grow up to the point of writing a book and taking her out of it. So the Jews could not deal with a goddess any longer because they couldn't deal with their mama, much less their woman that they were sleeping with. So they had to remove the woman out of the picture, and she could no longer be the deity. In the case of the Christian, the Christian male could not deal with the woman either. So therefore, Jesus' mother, who was the mother of God according to the Christians, had to be removed from her position of goddess. The Christian man, who had lost his testicles and everything else, and if he had it, wasn't functioning properly, and therefore the woman must shame him by performing, and he couldn't respond. And therefore it was necessary at the Nicene Conference to remove Mary from an honored position that they had copied in terms of Isis. Isis had fulfilled her sexual obligation to Osiris. She had given Osiris sex to the point of a child. But what had happened after Osiris was killed by this evil brother, Typhon? Isis found herself unable to produce a child with a dead man. This is the situation with most of our Christian folks, because many of us are having sexual intercourse with the Lord. As a matter of fact, all the nuns are married to the Lord Jesus. Of course, after he's failed, they come to me, and if you had asked to see at least one of the 18 books that were taken out of your Bible, then you would understand that that was a lie. That Jesus was going to bed with Martha. JC had thrown a little boy off the roof, because you would have read the 18 books, and you would have read the Aquarian Gospel, and you would have seen the other side of the life of Jesus, that your minister and rabbi, what the prophet or whatever they call themselves, had denied you. You would have seen that he acted as a normal man. He acted as a normal man in the synagogue when he whipped asses one day over short-changing the money box. You would have seen that, but you can't see it. You're still mad. I could look in some of your face. You're paining. You're hurting. You're hurting because I'm talking about a man that had sex with that woman as your man have with you, if he's much of a man.
Is it any coincidence that all professionals in all sectors of the social elite, including athletes and entertainers, are members under oaths to fraternities and sororities? I think not. Because to make it to certain levels of power in society, one has to be under an oath. Lucifer requires it. It is a mandatory process to have you pledge allegiance to his great plan, in complete disobedience to the Heavenly Father. The great deceiver will have it no other way. How do you think one climbs the ranks of Masonry and on to the secret orders like Skull and Bones, Scroll and Key, or Quill and Dagger? By beginning from the fraternity sorority entry level structure. Now, all brothers or sisters do not move up to social orders and lodges. In fact, very few actually do. Remember, this is a filtration system. Yet all secret orders and lodge members were once brothers and sisters under Greek letters and satanic oaths to the gods of Greece and Egypt. Let us find these types of ancient deities being subliminally worshipped in Greek letter organizations. For example, each fraternity is represented by a type of god. To the ignorant initiate, this is only symbolic. But when one assesses the oaths, rituals, hazing, and fornication, it makes it much easier to understand what these practices have to do with deity worship. Let's look at the black fraternity Divine Nine, which derives specifically from ancient Kemet and is based in having these deities spiritually lord over each group and be worshipped by sacrifice and ritual. For instance, Sigma Pi Phi is ruled by the Sphinx or Griffin. Alpha Phi Alpha is ruled by Osiris. Kappa Alpha Psi is Thoth. Phi Beta Sigma is Horus or Lucifer. Delta Sigma Theta and Eastern Stars are under Isis. And Omega Psi Phi is ruled by Anubis, the dog god.
It drove me crazy the day I drank my own urine, my own semen with a 9 in my brain. But wait a sec, give me time to explain. Women in fast cars and diamond rings could poison a rap star with suicidal.
What the? Oh my goodness, Lord gracious, girl. Gracious, Lord gracious.
Doublespeak is language designed to evade responsibility, make the unpleasant appear pleasant, the unattractive appear attractive. Basically, it's language that pretends to communicate but really doesn't. It is language designed to mislead while pretending not to. Doublespeak is not a slip of the tongue or a mistaken use of language. It's exactly the opposite. It is language used by people who are very intelligent and very sophisticated in the use of language and know that you can do an awful lot with language. We should be aware of it so that we can at least be defensive and defend ourselves so that we're not misled through it. But secondly, there are times when we simply cannot tolerate this language. When we talk about important public issues of national policy, we should not use doublespeak as a nation. We should not use it ourselves. We should not allow the politicians who are speaking to us to use it. Language that way can be terribly corrupting.
If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like this video, share this video. Do not hesitate to leave a comment. Every word counts. Let's change the algorithm. Even all my haters out there, like, share, and subscribe with your hating ass.
That's not rude. Asaru. The Asaru was the name for the Orion Queen warriors, Asa, which then becomes our word Sarah, which we'll see later, means wife of Ra, the sun god. Okay? Well, so Enki takes the name Ea, for whom earth is named, and later he takes the name Adon and Adonai as Tutankhamun, and Enlil and his lineage is that of Thoth, Hermes, Akhenaten, and Tutankhamun. And the story of Tutankhamun was later lied about, and the myth was changed to the story of Jesus, which is really the story of Tutankhamun. So that lineage there is the bloodline of Enki, whereas Enlil took the name Yahweh and Michael, Mikael, and Mikabo, after Michael, became the word for God in most of the native Indian languages, and Mikabo means literally Enlil. So here you have two arriving brothers along with the sisters Inanna and Ninhursag, and they arrive in this artificial gene splicing planetoid Nibiru, towed into orbit as it were here. And this family called the Anunnaki get really bored and angry having to dig up the gold themselves, so they have to make some gold mining slaves. You heard this story before. What's interesting is the blue bloods wanted lower oxygen in their atmosphere than the red bloods. And so during a certain time in the Orion Wars, it was literally called the Oxygen Wars, because the reptilian shapeshifters can't handle high oxygen in their environment. I specifically recommend that you pass a law that all voting done in your Congress happen in an atmosphere higher than 15 to 18% oxygen, because all the reptilian shapeshifters would be out of your senators. Okay? It's very simple. It's very simple, yeah? And so very few people know this, but the physics is the fact that high oxygen is a way to select for high-grade DNA, because low...
Mubs got beats.
Rock Legion.
Boaz has some relatives, and if you don't watch it, you won't get the one God has for you. You'll get his relatives. To the girls, I found this on the internet. He has, Boaz is spelled B-O-A-Z. Everybody say B-O-A-Z. And so he's got some relatives called broke-ass, po-ass, lying-ass, cheating-ass, dumb-ass, drunk-ass. Don't go out with him. Cheap-ass. Turn to somebody and say, I dated him. Locked up ass, good for nothing ass, lazy ass, and especially his third cousin beating your ass. Wait on your Boaz and make sure he respects your ass. Now there's your word. You wanted a word, you got a word.
A long line of dress-wearing people before him. So now we had Big Mama's house 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. I've never seen Medea in a pantsuit. I think she wears dresses. So now I'm saying, why are we picking on poor little Kevin Hart? Because it was his turn next. Okay. Some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment. When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time. The press hates them, and nobody likes them. End quote.
We all love Dave Chappelle.
Exactly. Dave Chappelle has never been a part of the Illuminati. They don't want him or me or people like us. Yeah. But now it's not necessary for us to stir up that hornet's nest unless we intend to get stung 1,000,000 times. I didn't understand that. They had to sting me 1,000,000 times. Right. I'm still not going to join, but I respect it a little more.
If everyone would please rise for the invocation, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Vice Mayor Scott Maxwell.
Duly noted. Our collective atheism, which is to say loving empathy, scientific evidence, and critical thinking, leads us to believe that we can create a better, more equal community without religious divisions. May we pray together. Mother Earth, we gather today in your redeeming and glorious presence to invoke your eternal guidance in the universe, the original creator of all things. May the efforts of this council blend the righteousness of Allah with the all-knowing wisdom of Satan. May Zeus, the great god of justice, grant us strength tonight. Jesus might forgive our shortcomings, while Buddha enlightens us through his divine affection. We praise you, Krishna, for the sanguine sacrifice that freed us all. After all, if Almighty Thor is with us, who can ever be against us? We simply thank the atheists, agnostics, humanists, who now account for 1 in 5 Americans, and growing rapidly. In closing, let us, above all, love one another, not to obtain mythical rewards for ourselves now, hereafter, or based on superstitious threats of eternal damnation, but rather embrace secular-based principles of morality and do good for goodness sake. And so we prayed, so what? Thank you, Council.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You can see the wall here, the palisade wall. You see these old movies of cowboys and Indians, and you'll see the U.S. Army, the cavalry, is always behind in these forts that had palisade walls. Palisade wall being logs that are stuck vertically into the ground. They have points at the top, and they had bastions. That's what the Indians did. The Indians built those forts. There were literally thousands of those in America when Columbus landed and when DeSoto went through. This is an example not far from where we live in Memphis. It's called Lake George in Holly Bluff. We have been there. And it's got 25 mounds. It was a fortress. This was a huge wall around it. Usually the side toward the rivers, they're almost always by rivers, that side is open. So they fortified it around the edges. But this is actually quite common. There are loads of sites like this in America. This is one you can go to. It's on the Natchez Trace Parkway. It is called, geez, I forgot, Emerald. Only been there 100 times. It is a 30-foot mound. I believe it says that. Is that correct? Yeah, 35 foot here. Its base is 8 acres, so it's huge. And this mound is this one. So it's a mound on top of a mound. There's another one here at that end. I won't show you that one, no reason. What I'm doing is trying to show you what the first explorers found. And there was nobody living here. When the explorers came and they started finding these sites, Winterville, Mississippi, another one, very huge compound of mounds. When the explorers found these, they were all abandoned. They were overgrown. There were almost no Native Americans living around there then. They had all been forced to the west. And when the few Native Americans were brought in and asked about it, they all gave the same answer. They were asked, well, who built these things? And they said, we don't know. We didn't. This is the central mound at Winterville. That is a person standing there. It's a huge mound. I will note this. We took Andrew Collins to this site, and Andrew said that was the hottest day he had ever experienced in his life. I think it was 104 in Mississippi.
Ain't that right, you smelly nigger?
I didn't write that.
Well, you is a smelly nigger.
If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like this video, share this video. Do not hesitate to leave a comment. Every word counts. Let's change the algorithm. Even all my haters out there, like, share, and subscribe with your hating ass.
I'm telling y'all, man, y'all go to chakradoctor.org, man. He'll start putting you up on game, man. Go to chakradoctor.org. He will explain all this shit to you, man. He's the realest nigga on YouTube, man. Once I found out that everything's witchcraft, I'm like, oh, shit.
What it do, what it does, what it is, what it was. Let's strap in our thinking cap, fellas. Let's put on our grown man boxers. You understand me? Let's put on our whole armors. Grab our spiritual swords. Grab our mental swords, emotional guns. You know what I mean? Let's emit some energy that's worth some shit. You feel what I'm saying? You know, and I'm coming from a place of pure chess. Life is a chess move. You better make your next move your best move. And so, you know, I always come in the name of the great grand holy mother of all divinity, as you know. And you know why and you know why I come the way I come is because they watching, y'all. You know, they watching, you watching, we all watching, but we got to make sure that what they told you, stay fresh as hell, man. Stay fresh as hell while they watching, bro. Don't let this world get you down. Don't let this negative shit get you down. Be the one that's gonna shine a light and bring people up, help people out. Be the one that's gonna do it out in the open and not be afraid to live your soul's mission, to live your divine purpose, even if the world don't get it yet. They always catch on sooner or later. They're sheep. Think about it. If you're woke like you say you're woke, then you'll be able to accomplish what you need to accomplish in life simply because you're woke. If you're woke and everybody else sleep, you got a fine head start. So you shouldn't be complaining about nothing in life, woke person. Woke person. Ain't nothing, there shouldn't be nothing in life you should be worried about. So when I come through with the receipts, and y'all know how I come. And before we get, let me get to some few receipts right quick. Let's talk about it. Quick little thing right quick. You know, that has gotten my, you know, somebody came at me about it, like, are you gonna address this? And I said, yeah, might as well address it, you know, cause y'all think she's a she, but we see that Brittany Griner is a he. You understand me? Understand that, and you'll understand probably a little bit deeper what's going on in Russia. Are they keeping Russia because Brittany Griner was a fucking secret undercover operative on some shit? Did they find out Brittany Griner's sex? Did they find out that Brittany Griner was a guy? Did they find out that Brittany Griner was trying to be a agent for the United States or something? What's really going on with this right here? Because you can't tell me she in jail for a goddamn vape pen. That's impossible. So we know she is a he. Wait a minute, I got some better receipts than this. I can't believe my receipts didn't upload. Hold, we about to show you this motherfucker's a fucking he. Hold on, I can't believe those receipts. Out of all the receipts in the world, those were the receipts definitely was supposed to upload. Hold on, let me make sure I do it too. Hold up, about to show you this shit. And you know, let's just you know, dispel what's going on. You know what I'm saying? They like to get us in our emotions. They like to put us in our feelings, as they call it. You feel me? And so, you know, you never know. This is just alleged. This is allegedly. All of this stuff is allegedly. All right. These are just my own alleged opinions. Okay. All right. So, you know, wait a minute. Let me make sure. Let me make sure I get these two right here. Let me see what's going on. Okay, hold on. Let me delete something right quick. And we gonna hold on. Let me delete something right quick, and I'm gonna upload that bitch. You gonna see. You gonna be like, all right, wait a minute, Chakra Doctor, you might be on to something. You might be on to something, Chakra Doc. Hold up, I'm gonna delete that right there. Hold up. Delete this overlay. All right, boom. Let me put my information in that joint now. Hold up. And y'all let me know what's up. You know, I might be tripping. This shit might be deep fakes. You know, y'all could take me out of La La Land. You know, this just came across my desk though, and by coming across my desk, I had to say, man, let me show the people and see what's up with this shit. Boom. Here it go right here. Boom. The motherfucking. So you see the tattoo right there with the with the, you know. We're gonna get into what's on to the body language and all that, you know, to the body markings in the live, because you know that's some Freemasonic plagiarism. Because Freemasons are plagiarists. Don't act like they invented Freemasonry or they stole it. Freemasonry is stolen, so we ain't about to get into no arguments about Freemasonry, because Freemasonry is stolen. It's not original to them. They stole it. Okay, this is Brittany Griner, no cuts. No marks of surgery. Allegedly. This is allegedly. This is you know, you never know what it could be. I'm just saying, you never know what it could be. It looked like some deep fake shit, but it's out there. It looked like some deep fake shit, but it's out there. It looked like a deep fake, but it's out there. Now remember, in the magazine, you know, they cover up your tattoos in the magazines and all that stuff, but they still kept that star on the shoulder, and that's that, you know, that's that giveaway. I don't know how they doing it. You know, they might be trying to fool us. They might be trying to fool us. I don't know. Is she or isn't she? People, you tell me. You tell me. Is she or isn't she who she says she is? The Adam's apple is, you know, what's going on? Look, so can you see the Adam's apple clear as day on Sir Brittany Griner? And you know, Brittany is Britain, UK. You know, the UK and Russia might be beefing too. You never know. Britain grinding, you know, Brittany, you know, Russia. You never know what's really going on, because we identifying it. This a nigga right here, man. This nigga Adam's apple bigger than mine, and I'm all gangster in this bitch. This nigga Adam's apple bigger than mine. This nigga stronger than the mother. We wonder why Brittany Griner is so fucking good in this fucking bag, but you old nigga. Allegedly. This is allegedly now. This is alleged. This is only allegedly. It's only allegedly, you know. Keeping it 100. This is only allegedly. We only talking about alleged things right now. Yeah. You know, Brittany, explain this to me, my nigga. You know, explain, you know, is it a deep fake? Is it somebody photoshopped you? Somebody photoshopped you? Let me know. Hit me up. Let me know. Somebody send me the original. Let me know if Photoshop. They tricking you, Chakra. This is the real one. This is the original. They hating on Britney. This is a real girl. They hating on it. They Photoshop that Adam's apple on her. If they show me her real apple, and I'll come back and retract it. This nigga said she been dunking since middle school. WNBA players can barely test the rim. Oh, man. 9 years, though? 9 years for a vape pen? I don't know, bro. 9 years for a vape pen, bro? No, bro. They must have caught the vape pen, and then she must have had some work in the trunk. She must have had some work. She must have had that work somewhere. That's what it was. She had that work somewhere. Yeah, well, she had to have that work somewhere. I don't know. But homie looking like a full-fledged full-fledged, I don't know. I'm just saying, as we, because we kicking off the, we kicking off the shenanigans, so we might as well just kick off the shenanigans, and that's what we're doing. So we kicking off the shenanigans and stuff. So I just wanted to kick off the shenanigans, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I wanted to, have a great, nice, and humble start, when it came to talking about the shenanigans stuff and things of that nature. And so, we're about to get into some appetizers, and we're gonna work our way to this. We're gonna work our way to this meat and potatoes, and we're gonna see where it get us. And in the end, when it's all said and done, let's see if my receipts add up to your common sense. You know what I mean? It's all about having common sense, and the world has lost common sense. So I implore you to use common sense and not ask stupid questions or make stupid phrases, man. Really learn what I'm about to give you right now, because I'm gonna be connecting the dots too, because I'm learning too, because I'm not no motherfucking Mason fucking expert. I don't know no fucking, I know they stole it, but I don't know which parts they stole to make which part do this, to that, and third. I just know they stole it and they threw it in our face. So we're just gonna analyze the shit that they already putting in our faces in the tip of our fingers. If we only do Google searches and Bing searches and whatever we do searches and shit, and boom, and the next thing you know, boom, bada boom, bada bing, we come up with some shit. We find some shit. So the stars in Freemasonry, we're gonna get into that. The stars in Freemasonry reaches back all the way into antiquity, to the ancient mystery schools, teachings, and fraternal religions of Egypt and Hermes Trismegistus, right? So I had to go and look and say, okay, wait a minute. Hermes Trismegistus, who that is? Right? And I said fraternal religion. Okay, so that let me know that ain't ancient Egypt. That's, even though they got ancient Egypt technology, then we know fraternal religions began in the new dynasties of Egypt, when the ancient dynasties fell, right? So Hermes Trismegistus, the Greek name for the Egyptian god Thoth, or Thoth. Now remember, Thoth in actual Kemetic doctrine, the Kemetic name for Thoth is what? Tahuti. Okay, the name for Thoth is Tahuti. So first and foremost, so when they're talking about Freemasonry, let's get it clear. We automatically identify a part of the first part of Egypt that they stole. And they said right here, the stars in Freemasonry reach back into antiquity. All right. From the mystery schools teachings of the fraternal religions of Egypt and Hermes Trismegistus, Trismegistus, sorry. And the Freemasonic connection to ancient Egypt is well established by Cleopatra's Needle. So wait a minute. Before we get to Cleopatra's Needle, we want to talk about Tahuti, the Egyptian god of thought. This is why they call it thought. And remember, they try to put it in your face when they came up with the term, them thoughts. Those thoughts, them niggas hang with them thoughts, those thoughts over there, right? So understanding that when it was giving you when it was talking about them thoughts, that's an actual spell of Freemasonry. You will see that Freemasonry is 100% purely magical. You will see that Freemasonry is 100% purely plagiarized and stolen, inverted, perverted into something that Black people never intended for it to be. The people who created it, who never intended for it to be the gods that created it. Let's get that clear. The God, even though we fell and we're 6 feet tall right now, don't mean we ain't used to be big, nigga. And don't mean we ain't gonna get big again. You heard it, boy, saying earlier. He said more oxygen, less reptiles. It's a simple equation. More oxygen, less reptiles. Any questions? Okay, we're gonna keep it pushing, we're gonna keep it moving. All right. So understanding thought, understanding what's going on in the realm and the spectrum of things, we're gonna come to a clear decision and a clear term that, wait a minute, this shit ain't what it is to be. So Thoth, aka Tahuti, Jehudi, Tahuti, Tehudi, Zehudi, Teku, and Tetu, was one of the earliest Egyptian gods. He was popular throughout Egypt, but was particularly venerated in Num or Khnum, Hermopolis Magna. So now, whenever you talk about Herm, or Hermes, or anything, you're talking about the Greeks. Automatically, you're talking about the Greeks, where he was worshipped as part of the Ogdoad. And as the power of his cult grew, the myth was rewritten. Okay, boom. Now we identifying when man stepped in. The myth was rewritten to make Thoth the creator god. According to this variant, Thoth laid an egg from which Ra was born, which is not the original text as we shall learn in Blacked Out to Whitewash. All right. Other myths suggest that Thoth created himself through the power of language, and we know that's why people interpret, in the beginning there was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God in the Bible. This is where that comes from. His song was thought to have created 8 deities of the Ogdoad: Nun, He, Kuk, Amun, the goddess Nunet, Hawat, Kawat, and Amonet. All right. Now, this is, remember, that's the reworked and rewritten edition. Remember, the design in Hermes comes from that, right? Comes from all of the stolen and plagiarized stuff stolen from Egypt. Now, it says the Freemasonic connection is ancient. The Freemasonic connection to ancient Egypt is well established by Cleopatra's Needle. So I had to go look up what in the heck-a-moly is Cleopatra's Needle. Cleopatra's Needle is the popular name for each of a pair of ancient Egyptian obelisks re-erected in London and New York City in 1877 and 1881, respectively. The removal of the obelisks from Egypt was presided over by Ismail Pasha, who had greatly indebted the Khedivate of Egypt during its rapid modernization. Okay? Now, understanding Cleopatra's Needle. Remember, Freemasonic connection to ancient Egypt is well established to Cleopatra's Needle. The what? The obelisk. This is Cleopatra's Needle, the one in New York, the one in London. Okay, so when you're talking about Freemasonry, 100% understand and make no mistake that it is 100% borrowed, plagiarized technology, philosophy, magical doctrine, spirituality, codes, and systems, perverted, inverted, stolen from black people in Egypt. Period. Okay? Understanding something is understanding that the algorithm don't lie. Okay? Now, remember this as we move on. And the other Masonic implements are tools under the foot of this great obelisk. As we get into the things, the degrees of this shit, Y'all might see this in the industry a lot. Y'all don't see this in the industry a lot. Y'all might see this in the industry a lot. Now keep that in mind right here. Keep that in mind right here, right? I'm gonna come right back to it, but keep that in mind. Y'all might see this in the industry a lot. Ready? Y'all might see that in the industry a lot. You might see that in the industry a lot, right? You might see that in the industry a lot. You might see that in the industry a lot. What in the heck-a-moly is that? It's right there. Brotherly love. It is one of a many of Freemasonic, Greco-Roman, plagiarized, perverted and inverted practices. Okay? You wonder where things come from and why people do things. But we have to get into the reason and the whole meat and potatoes and ask ourselves, okay, yeah, what is the reason why things like that is going on? So when we're talking about things like that, we have to get it into perspective. So let's get it into perspective real quick. Boom. As we get it into perspective, you feel me? We about to break some things down. So you seen, right? Those two, this right here. So we're going to analyze this right here before we go on. Right there to your left, you see a J. It's a pillar, an emerald green pillar to be exact. An emerald green and gold pillar. Emerald gold. My daughter named Emerald Gold. Oh my goodness, I'm cracking my own fucking codes right now. Okay, it's an emerald green and gold pillar to the left and to the right. All right. On your left, you have what they call the letter J. We know the letter J is also a stolen and plagiarized letter, but we're going to get into that later. To your right pillar, you have the letter B. And then to the middle, you have the upside down 5-pointed star, upside down pentagram with the letter G. Keyword upside down pentagram. Not right side up, upside down. We already know the below is representing right here. As you see, he has his hand over his shoulder like they always do in the music industry. Always got hand over the shoulder. And remember how 50 Cent was kissing. I showed you how 50 Cent did that the game, had his hand over his shoulder and was kissing them like that. Now y'all know where that come from. Okay? Now y'all know where that come from. So understanding that, we is going to understand deeper of what these symbols mean. So let's get into the J and the B. We're going to get into the J and the B first, okay? The J stands for Jachin, and the B stands for Boaz. Jachin and Boaz are the names of the two pillars once located in King Solomon's temple, right? But we know there ain't no fucking King Solomon. Why? Because we know that this is stolen from fucking Egypt. And we know that the foundation of Freemasonry is Egyptian. And we know that ain't no motherfucking Jachin and Boaz in Egypt. Ain't no King Solomon from Egypt. So we know this is plagiarism already out the gate. So we ain't got to get gassed up. We just got to learn what's going on so till you can break the spell. Significant to the craft on many levels. King Solomon's temple is significant to the craft on many levels. Because you are King Solomon's temple. Know that. The two pillars guarded the temple's entrance and faced a westerly direction as part of the upper court. This information is not to be considered a secret of the craft. Ain't no secret of that. That's easy. The Bible references. So for those who don't believe that the Freemasons made the Bible, and because it's a plagiarized book, how can they not make it? Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Come on now. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, James, and all of them. Their names are in the actual Bible. You call it in the Word of God, and all you're doing is reiterating European oppression. Once again, European spell plagiarism. Once again, 2 Chronicles 3:15-17. And he reared up the pillars before the temple, one on the right hand and the other on the left hand. Wait a minute. Let's look at that illustration. One on the right hand and the other on the left hand. Okay? And call the name of that on the right hand Jachin. And the name of that on the left, he called Boaz. And I said, damn, what is this Jachin and Boaz shit, bro? I had to, search inside myself. Like, what's going on? And then it's, remember, now we get into duality because it means more than just Jachin and Boaz. Okay? Jamaica and Barbados. I was like, oh, shit. This guy right here, Dave Bowman, is a fellow. Remember, he's an odd fellow. He's an odd fellow from the Scottish Rite Research Society. And he said 4 years ago, Jamaica and Barbados in the early 1700s, when lodges met on the upper floor of taverns and alehouses, it was customary for each of the two wardens to have rum bottles set before them on the table. These bottles were always labeled J and B for Jamaican and Barbados rum, as these were the two kinds of rum imported from the two major British colonies of the Caribbean. In later years, when lodges changed to drinking wine and Scottish whiskey, they kept the two bottles, one for each warden, as a tradition. Justerini and Brooks, since the early 1800s, with the rise in popularity of Scottish whiskey, most Londoners preferred blended whiskeys. No one but Scots drank single malts in those days. One of the favorite whiskey blenders in those early days was the London wine merchant, Justerini and Brooks, who have produced their blended whiskey, J and B, since 1831. Each bottle comes prominently labeled with the big red J and B. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So we already know he was double speaking. Well, Willow being Willow. We already know Jamaica is motherfucking Freeman. It's nothing but, we already know Haile Selassie, Freemason Jah. That ain't nothing but a different form of Yah, aka Yahweh the devil. Yeah, Rastafari, that ain't nothing but another motherfucking engine for the devil. Why? Because if there was motherfucking doing some real good in the world would have changed all motherfucking ready. World would have been in the change already, and everybody be motherfucking talking about Rastafari changed the world. Haile Selassie changed the world. If Jesus was the real truth, then Jesus would have changed the world already. And everybody would be saved and healed through Jesus Christ. If Satan, really, was the God to pray to and all that stuff, he would have changed the world already. Well, in actuality, he did change the world because everybody follows Satan whether they know it or not. That's crazy. Y'all go to church thinking that y'all praising God. Oh, please, Yahweh, 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 right? And y'all praying to the fucking devil. Y'all praying to the devil, who is Jesus, the son of Yahweh, another motherfucking devil, a fucking demon. Jesus is a European created Caucasian word that black people did not create. And Jesus is really a plagiarized from Isis, which is what? ISIS, Egypt, once again. So even the name Jesus is stolen from Egypt. Even the name Jesus is stolen from Egypt. Sheesh, sheesh, sheesh. Man, I'm telling you, man, you guys got to wake up, man. You guys got what the fuck is wrong with you brothers, man? I thought you guys had a little sense upstairs. I thought maybe I was wrong. So we're going to get into that G. Let's get into that G, because you always see the G. What does the G mean to Freemasons? The letter G, rife with symbolism and fertile history, is significant for a myriad of reasons. Let us delve deeper and learn more about what the Masonic letter G means, as how this came to be. The letter G, as depicted here, hangs behind the master's chair in the Masonic Lodge. The first representative of the letter G is what? Geometry. In the fraternity itself, the letter G represents a multitude of meanings. For one, It refers to geometry, the mathematical science, which is the foundation of stonemasonry, and the ancient discipline from which Freemasonry derives. Indeed, the principles of geometry and the tools of medieval stonemasons inform the lessons of Freemasonry. Members of the craft use metaphor and allegory to apply geometric law to our lives, to guide our work as we build ourselves into better men. Woo! That was some lingo right there, huh, boy? That was some lingo right there. You heard me? That was some lingo right there, man. That was some lingo right there. Why your mama gotta put a root on me, nigga? You don't know who my mama is, nigga. My mama, the great-grand holy mother of all divinity, nigga. Fuck your mama, nigga. My mama, the great-grand holy mother of all divinity, nigga. My wife is Almighty Goddess Lilith, nigga. Who the fuck gonna stop me, nigga? Who the fuck you talking about? Get your bitch ass up. You sound retarded. See, that's how people be doing, man. Just be talking out the second thing that the G means is the great architect of the universe. And we know that Yahweh ain't no motherfucking great architect, but he don't call it the great architect. Oh, he's a little notch lower. He's a little notch lower. He's a grand architect. So he's not the great architect. The great architect is not Yahweh. They got a lot of grand architects, and Yahweh can fall under a grand architect. He is not the only grand architect. Okay, let's get it popping. All right. This is a Master Mason apron from 1855 through 1865. The nigga name was Reason B. Craft. Ooh, they used to name this shit some fucking gangster names. Reason B. Craft. He was born in 1812 and he lived for what, about 61 years. He lived for about 61 years. Died at 61 years old in Kentucky. Gift of the Valley of Lowell in honor of Brother Star H. Fisk. 32nd degree sign. 85.6.2 photographed by David Bowe. All right. One of the core requirements of becoming a Mason is professing a belief in a God. Wait a minute, not in a God. Oh, wait a minute. What the, Hana, who the kind of, what the, now we get into some magic shit. Now we getting into some magic shit. You understand me? Now we getting into some magic shit, bro. Ooh, well, I repeat it again. One of the core requirements of this is, now remember, all this information, this is from Scottish Rite NMJ.org, nigga. So I'm getting this shit from them. I'm getting this shit from the Freemasons. I'm not getting this shit from no fucking haters. I'm getting this shit from the motherfucking Freemasons. I'm getting it from them, the horse's mouth. So don't tell me nothing about these motherfuckers ain't complete with the gangster magic. One of the core requirements of becoming a Freemason is professing a belief in a God. Told you. Remember earlier when I showed you? I said you gotta align yourself with one of the gods. You gotta align yourself with one of the gods. Let me show you. Let me show you. Matter of fact, let me show you right now. It says it right here. You gotta align yourself with one of the gods. Here it go right here. Look.
Is it any coincidence that all professionals in all sectors of the social elite, including athletes and entertainers, are members under oaths to fraternities and sororities? I think not. Because to make it to certain levels of power in society, one has to be under an oath. Lucifer requires it. It is a mandatory process to have you pledge allegiance to his great plan, in complete disobedience to the Heavenly Father. The great deceiver will have it no other way. How do you think one climbs the ranks of Masonry? and on to the secret orders like Skull and Bones, Scroll and Key, or Quill and Dagger, by beginning from the fraternity sorority entry-level structure. Now, all brothers or sisters do not move up to social orders and lodges. In fact, very few actually do. Remember, this is a filtration system. Yet all secret orders and lodge members were once brothers and sisters under Greek letters and satanic oaths to the gods of Greece and Egypt. Let us find these types of ancient deities being subliminally worshipped in Greek letter organizations. For example, each fraternity is represented by a type of god. To the ignorant initiate, this is only symbolic. But when one assesses the oaths, rituals, hazing, and fornication, it makes it much easier to understand what these practices have to do with deity worship. Let's look at the black fraternity Divine Nine, which derives specifically from ancient Kemet and is based in having these deities spiritually lord over each group and be worshipped by sacrifice and ritual. For instance, Sigma Pi Phi is ruled by the Sphinx or Griffin. Alpha Phi Alpha is ruled by Osiris. Kappa Alpha Psi is Thoth. Phi Beta Sigma is Horus or Lucifer. Delta Sigma Theta and Eastern Stars are under Isis. And Omega Psi Phi is ruled by Anubis, the dog god.
That's the only way the magic work. If you align it, they gotta align themselves with a black god. They gotta align themselves with a black god. Okay? They ain't still the Crips and Bloods. They invented the Crips and Bloods. They ain't still the Crips and Bloods. Tukey was an operative Freemason. Larry Hoover is an operative Freemason. You know, all of them operative Freemason, man. Oh yeah, yeah. All the gangs, every single gang, nigga. Every single gang got a big homie at the top of the ladder that they answer to, and that big homie at the top of the ladder that they answer to some type of CIA affiliated NSA organization, Freemasonic, brotherhood organization. Period. On everything. So you gotta believe. You gotta align yourself and profess belief in one of the gods. It don't matter what God, profess your belief in one of the gods. They'll even give you one, right? Boom. This belief is necessary to receive. It's necessary to receive and appreciate the fraternities. And then somebody saying Rashad Jamal, always saying free Larry Hoover because Rashad Jamal is a Freemason. I already proved. Go look at my video. It got 21,000 views on Dwayne McClain TV. Y'all Google exposing Rashad Jamal once and for all, Dwayne McClain TV, and you're going to see my video got 21,000 views of me exposing Rashad Jamal. He is a fucking Q-dog. And I already told you to show you the filthy rituals that the Q-dogs do. The pass the egg and all that shit. Y'all don't want me to gross you out right now with the pass the egg, man. We trying to learn some shit. You don't want me to gross you out with that pass the egg right now. All right? So as we get into this belief is necessary to receive and appreciate the fraternity's lessons, which is why it is generally agreed upon that the letter G in the context of Freemasonry refers to God. That's why it says on the dollar, in God we trust. It says our brotherhood welcomes men of all religions and backgrounds, which is why we refer to the architect of the universe in the sanctity of the lodge room. The letter G is meant to remind Freemasons that all our lives and actions are performed in the presence of God, the grand architect. This allusion to this G's meaning is made quite clear and confirmed during the tracing board lecture of the second degree. Look, I told you that nigga. I told you Ben Willow is a Freemason too. You're an undercover agent Freemason too. You're an undercover agent Freemason too. That nigga ain't innocent. That nigga is an operative, and you know how the CIA do their own. The CIA always betray their own. the Freemasons always end up betraying their own, and that's the rule of the day. You can't be with Yahweh, nigga. You be sounding like an agent, like a motherfucker. My Jamaican brethren, my Jamaican brethren, come over here in the third wall by me in Houston and do these algorithms. If you're not a motherfucking Freemason, and come do this magic and help me tear the game up. Willow being Willow. See how that go? If you really for destroying the establishment and really about that life, come do these algorithms. Come over here and do this light code activation. Come get your chakras activated. The chakra doctor in the third wall. You know why? Because the majority of everybody, you seen that video. A lot of people Freemasons, man, and they love the Freemasons and they love the Freemasonic organizations. You feel me? And a lot of people, man, you know, a lot of people don't do their research and just be spitting and thinking they be knowing, but nah, man, motherfucking Larry Hoover been a Freemason. I don't give a fuck if he's free or not. Whether he's free or not, I don't care if he free, cool, that's cool too. If he not free, oh well, so be it. You know what I'm saying? But I know one thing for certain, two things for sure. He is an agent, Freemason, and you know, as we get into the pyramid, because it says, you know, the Great Pyramid and the extensive hieroglyphs therein develops a connection to the foundations of Freemasonry. So the foundations of Freemasonry is Egypt, all the way 100%, leading to our present stage, right? Leading to our present stage of speculative Freemasonry. And I had to go and look, you know, and just show you what that Freemasonry all about. See, that's what they all about in free. That's what that's called brotherly love. That's called brotherly love in Freemasonry at the on the higher degrees. That's called brotherly love in Freemasonry on your higher degrees. That's why they be that's why they be doing that. You feel me? So just understand what's going on, and you'll understand what's going on. But understand that the pyramid, as you see right here, that pyramid. Once again, I'll repeat it. The Great Pyramid and the extensive hieroglyphs therein develops a connection to the foundation of Freemasonry, leading to our present stage of speculative Freemasonry. There are accounts in the hieroglyphs of the Masonic virtues of brotherly love, relief, and truth. Brotherly love, relief, and truth, right? The knowledge of our ancestral brethren clearly demonstrates an understanding and reverence to the stars above. Uh-oh, here we be getting straight to the magic. I told you. I'll repeat it again. The knowledge of our ancestral brethren clearly demonstrates an understanding and reverence to the stars above, the cycles of nature, the celestial and stellar bodies, and their motions and luminaries, the sun and moon, and the cycles of the equinoxes and solstices. He just said, basically, he just told you a double speak for the knowledge of our ancestral brethren clearly demonstrates an understanding and reverence to astrology. An understanding and reverence to astrology. Okay? An understanding and reverence to astrology. That's what the business is. Make no mistake. Anytime you have a deep and understanding and reverence for the stars above, the cycles of nature, the celestial and stellar bodies and their motions, with the luminaries, the sun and the moon, and the cycles of the equinoxes and solstices, my brother, my sister, that is 100% pure astrology, magic. So understand that Freemasons are magicians. 100 trillion, billion, fulfillion, gazillion, tatillion, lillion, papillion %. Okay, and we about to keep it going, right? We about to keep it going and understanding how this shit go. So we about to get into figure one. Boom. In figure one shows an Egyptian ceremony worshiping the supreme deity, and that supreme deity is the supreme deity that the gods worship. Even the gods and humans alike. You see the tall ones, that's the gods. The little ones, that's the human creations. Just like they showed you on the movie Gods of Egypt. So they showed you on the movie Gods of Egypt that these big gods, as you can see, big old tall monolithic black people, and then you see the human, their human count, the human creations, and behind all of them worshiping the supreme deity Ra. So understand, when you're talking about Set, you're talking about one of the offspring of Ra's offspring. So he's not even Ra's direct offspring. He's Ra's he's Ra's offspring through like oh, that's granddaddy, or that's grandpappy, that's grandfather. It ain't even direct father, right? So patriarchal father, in other words. So when you're talking about this, understanding Freemasonry is understanding black people, Egypt, understanding over here in native over here, and a lot of conspiracy theorists say that Egypt is really over here, and everything has been flipped. But we ain't gonna get into that because I gotta upload that's a whole nother live. Meaning everything was transported from over there to over here. All of the magical everything was transported from over there to over here. The names, places, everything. And it could be and it could be done. Notice that the Kun-Aten is wearing the apron of the Egyptian pharaohs as Grand Master of the Mysteries, as depicted in Figure 2. Okay, Figure 2. My bad. The aprons were used in the mysteries by certain sacred officers, and there were of a triangular form. Now notice how the Egyptians look at it. Look at the Egyptians showing brotherly love. They're not kissing. They're not doing all that body touching, huggy. No, they one hand touch the shoulder, the other hand touch the shoulder. The body, their bodies are separate from each other. So we already know that when you're talking about this right here, to your left right here, that's an inversion. That's an inversion of the truth. That's an inversion of the script. What you all that touching and kissing for? What you doing all that for? All right. So, and there was a triangular form consisting of two parts. In the central part, we observe the asps. Okay, we observe the asps. Asp is a wasp, for any of those of you who don't know. And the 12 sectors representing the 12 zodiac signs, as with the breastplate of the high priest in the royal arc degree. Now remember, the zodiac signs weren't called Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, and all that stuff when Egypt created it, okay? And it wasn't 12 zodiac signs when Egypt created it. It was way more than 12 zodiac signs when Egypt created it, brothers and sisters. Y'all got to wake up to what's going on and understand when something has been stolen and remixed and given to you, okay? So let's get that clear. The augmentations. The lower corners are the lion heads representing the Leo sun, right? Representing Leo the sun, sorry. In Masonry, the lambskin or white apron alludes to and is emblematic of innocence and beauty and teaches immortality, as represented by the first astrological sign of the vernal equinox, Aries the ram. So Aries and Leo are the foundations of Freemasonry when it comes to astrological terms. In the beginning stages and the beginning degrees of Freemasonry, you're going to have to pass through those fire degrees. Easy. But I digress. The magic don't lie. Okay? Understanding, let's understand that. Now we're gonna move to your figure 3. Let me go to my figure 3 real quick. Boom. Is this my figure 3? Figure 2. About figure 3, my bad. Boom. Figure 3 is a first degree, or entered apprentice. Okay? This is right here. This is a first degree or entered apprentice. All right, y'all. A trestle. They said, damn, what is a trestle? So I had to go look. What the fuck is a trestle? I had to think, because they baffled me and hit me with some hot track. Sorry, they hit me with a hot track, and I was wondering what a trestle was. You feel me? And I had to go look and search. Boom. So it says a trestle board. You know, I had to ask, what is a trestle board? Because that's what Freemasonry use, trestle board. I said, what is a trestle board? Trestle board is a framework containing generally 3 upright slanted assistances or legs with 1 or more horizontal cross pieces on which is hang or displayed as a product. Today, it is better called an easel. Some jurisdictions worldwide call it a mapping board. So I had to go look, man, what the fuck is a fucking easel? Because these motherfuckers ran Freemasons, y'all got some motherfucking mysteries up on me. Y'all got me jumping through hoops just to learn what a fucking trestle is. Hold on, you motherfucker. So I had to learn. I had to go look. I'm like, well, let me go look and see what the fuck is it. What is a motherfucking easel, right? And I go in and I look and see what an easel is. And it tells me right here, a self-supporting wooden frame for holding an artist's work while it is being painted or drawn. Oh, that which holds the canvas, right? But then I said, let me see what the root of this meaning is. What is an easel? Easel is Dutch, meaning ass. Now remember in the movie Friday, his name was Ezel. I didn't get it. I was like, oh, nah, I get it why his name was Ezel. And now I get why he had to take a shit at the side, right? I get why he was acting the ass. Ezel acted a fool. My neck, my back, my neck and my back. He acted an ass. And we know that Set is the ass god. We know that Set is the donkey is the ass. We know that Set is the ass god. So we understand, okay, wait a minute. Easel is Dutch, meaning ass. No wonder that's why now y'all see why I call them why I call it the Rainbow Booty Boys. They're really on some booty bandit shit, on some Greco-Roman booty bandit shit, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Damn, even the fucking easel and shit. They trying to hit you with the hot track with the easel and shit. God damn. What the hell is what's going on in the building? You feel me? So it's, and I can never, and this is another reason, why I do what I do and come how I come. Nearly everyone on the UK pedophile ring list is a Freemason, says abuse victim. Like what I'm like, what is that? What the fuck going on? And boom, she said, I found the above video very interesting, although not surprising. It features an abuse victim and the former deputy chief constable of North Wales Police. It looks like a lot of the rich and powerful, sick and twisted. Remember I told y'all about that sick, weird, twisted, strange crap? Remember I told y'all about that? I told you they call it, look at that, right? Real pedo, we call them pedo people. Pedo people. And they ain't no fucking pedo. That ain't people, that's monsters. Hybrids, reptiles, hybrid reptiles, vampires, goblins, werewolves, things that go bump in the night. Here's Jimmy Savile are going to finally get exposed. Here's another interesting related video from the UK morning show this morning. The video unavailable. Go figure. They don't want us to see the truth. In it, the presenter Philip Schofield hands PM Cameron a list of these elite he got off the internet. Right? This is a list of the elite he got off the internet. And instead of them being exposed, Philip himself is under fire in the press for doing what he did. it looks like these sickos, once again, said it again, in power are still trying to cover up, but I think the whole can of worms has opened on these sickos once again. Look, and it's about bloody time with the thumbs up. So I feel like actual Freemason actually wrote this. You see how that go? You feel me? Somebody said you call me a Freemason, but is your man Dwayne free? He said he's not a Freemason. Dwayne said he's not a Freemason, bro. I'm gonna take his word for it. Say but he said he's not. I'm not no fucking Freemason, nigga. I told you, I'm not no Freemason. Freemasons don't do what I'm doing. Freemasons ain't about to give you this work, this that work, this the degrees without having to join, nigga. This the shit you gotta join to learn. Yeah, I know how shit. You understand me? Freemasons ain't giving the knowledge I'm giving you. Understand? It's hard to know. I already know this game go brother man from the other man. You understand? Hold on, let me delete that. Boom, and then I'm going into this shindig, to this soiree. As we get into the shindig and soiree. All right. So boom. The basic hermetic satanic. Remember, Satan and satanic, all that comes from Set, the original Satan from Egypt. Okay, the basic hermetic principles of satanic magic circle, balance and discipline are the essence and foundation for casting the hermetic circle, as presented here. There are more in-depth and elaborate techniques and teachings of the triple hermetic circle of Hamarat. Yet this is the simplistic version. Recognize that the forms of balance in the triads are equal, essential, and the very foundation of our ceremonial magic. Triad of light, triad of darkness. Right? So this is what that black and white, that light and dark on the checkerboard flags be seeing it. You feel me? Yeah, I gotta take his word, because guess what? All Freemasons say I'm a free. If you're most Freemasons don't deny Freemasonry, from the presidents of the United States to secret societies don't deny the secret society that they belong to. You're denying your magic if you say I'm not a Freemason. Nah, Freemason says, yeah, I'm a Freemason. He just don't divulge the secrets. It's easy. Matter of fact, that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to show you. So even if I know one thing for certain and two things for sure. Whatever the fuck he is, he let me come on here and say, fuck Yahweh, debt to Satanism, debt to rape, debt to pedophilia, debt to racism, don't hate, donate at ChakRA.org, YouTube, ChakRA, YouTube, other news. He let me come on and expose the truth. He let me come on and come in the name of the great grand holy mother of all divinity, infinite love, eternal truth, and peace. And for that, he got my vote, whatever he is. You feel me? So the triad of light, remember I told you who the light? Ra. Ra is the light. Who is the dark? Satan. Satan is the darkness. Who is the life? The so-called son of Ra, aka son of God? Osiris, the original Christ. Who is the son of the original Satan? Anubis, the god of the underworld, Lord of Death. Who is the original? Who is the original love? When they say God is love or God is love, they were talking about God is love, God is love. We're talking about Isis, right? And this is then where the name Jesus is plagiarized from because it went from Isis to Isis to Jesus. And who is her counterpart? Sekhmet. She represents the hate. All right. And this is the triad of light. A Luciferian working with the triad of light and darkness will be able to understand the balance of the opposing factions. It is not the duality which is worked with. It is, sorry. My bad. I had erased the rest because I'm going to the next. I wanted to just show you the triad of light and show you what everything means real quick. So y'all ever see what the Muslims, when the Muslims say y'all got to go to the Kaaba? They say you got to go to the Kaaba and visit the Kaaba as a Muslim before it's all said and done with. And then another thing in Kabbalah, right? Y'all wonder where they get that name from. So, you know, Chewbacca, right? It's Baka, right? You know, and all of the Baka and Kaaba derivatives. Well, let's see where they get it from. The Ka is the soul or double. Okay? The Ka is understood as the soul and double of the individual. The Ka dwelt in the quad dwelt in the statue of man, aka the body. Right? Just as the Ka of a god could inhabit the statue of a god. This draws an association to accumulated energy, which may be built into the idol or symbol of the specific netter. Remember, netter, it means God. The second vital energy, including raw primal impulses, empowering the statue, would not hold an independent thinking netter, aka God. Rather, a subconscious link between the black adept and the God form. A black adept who finds strong associations with the netter, aka God, would, by ritualistic identification with it and be directing and validating the energy enhanced by the Luciferian, honor both the netter in question and the daemon adept as well. The Ka soul is pictured with this hieroglyph. The Ka soul is pictured. Look, he threw it up. I told you. Told you he was with the shits. He gonna throw it up. He gonna throw it up. He with the shits. Anyway, let me quit fucking with homie. Let me quit fucking with homie. The essence of the Ka was the soul, which required nourishment after physical death in Egyptian religion. As offerings to the Ka would decrease, the Ka was then able to feed upon the offerings painted on the walls of the tomb, the images transforming into suitable energy for the Ka to absorb. Showing you that our souls absorb images and imagery, paintings, hieroglyphs, etchings, carving. Our soul digest them and eat the frequency of them. You better watch what you got around you in your house. That's what they hit you with, the pictures. They hit you with the motion pictures. They hit you with the goddamn movies. You ready for this? Here go the emoji. In modern day, in today's time, look what they turned it into. You ready? You see the shape of that? You see the shape of those two hands right there, right? Boop. There you go right there. There you go right there, man. So I'll show you. Do you want to look? Because I can show you. Do you want to look? The Ba. Remember, it's called the Kaaba. So you gotta face, you gotta go, you gotta visit the Kaaba. Well, here we go. Kaaba. They got that from black people, bro. So this is how you know Islam is Freemasonry. What about Kabbalah? They got that from black people, bro. The Tetragrammaton, Yahweh, the name Yahweh, all of that is stolen from Egypt. Period, man. You can't get around this shit. You can't get around this shit. The Ba is a representation of a deity or a man in the entirety of physical and spiritual psychic capacities and traits. Consider how you view yourself at your best in recent. Consider how you view yourself. Consider how you view yourself at your best in recent understanding. What you are known to represent: strengths, virtues, and character. This, in a very simple basis, manifests power. The Ba is even a greater power among the gods and is the manifestation of power. The more powerful the god, the greater the Ba. Now remember, this is why babies are so powerful, because their names start with what? Ba. Bye bye. Bye bye. Baby. Baby. Okay? Hold up. That's how y'all know Rashad Jamal teaching false, because he tells us Ka means and was the name of earth. Nah, bruh. Nah, Ka, that's the soul. You feel me? Ba is the soul's character, the soul's personality, the soul's infinite thinking capabilities, the soul's infinite possibilities as a missionary. Wait a minute. The Ba is even greater power among the gods and the manifestation of power. The more powerful the god, the greater the Ba. The black flame is the keyword, the black flame. The black flame is directly and abstractly associated with the Ba and the Ka, Baka, right? Or the Kaaba, Kabbalah, right? As well. The Ba is sometimes identified with perhaps part of the epithet, representing a manifestation of a god in which it is in a state in which it is manifest. The netter Osiris is called the living golden Ba. So the living golden Ba. So this is what they're talking about, Christ the living God. Yahweh the true and loving, the true and living God. That's where they get that from. Egypt. Once again, whether it's Christianity or Freemasonry, it's all stolen from black people in Egypt. All stolen from black folks in Egypt. Okay? Understanding that gives us a greater understanding of the games that they play on us. Boom! A cult epithet of Amun was Horus, 5 living Bas which dwelt in Nun. Nun is the primordial water. The Ba may be perceived as the foundation animating spirit or essence based on mental attributes which manifest in the way of character traits. The Ba is the aspect in which a deific mask or netter becomes manifested within them. The Ba is depicted with this hieroglyph. And I'm going to show you modern day time. Y'all already know what that looked like. The Ba visits the deceased body after death and is a principal element in the life of a man or woman. The Neteru also manifested in sacred animals such as the ram of Mendes, called the Ba of Osiris, and the Bas of all gods manifest in all serpents, who became identified with Baphomet. Baphomet. So even Baphomet, that's the stealing of the Egyptian language right there again. Amun is known from an epithet. Amun, August Ba, of the Kamatef serpent. In the 10th hour of the Duat. Now remember, in Islam, when you supplicate to Allah, aka Yahweh, aka Satan, it's called what? Dua. So here you go right here. In the 10th hour of the Dua, a falcon is depicted resting upon a serpent in the book of Amdua. It is known by the epithet Ba of Sokar before Dua. In a funerary text from the 12th dynasty, an interesting spell is recorded. I am the great one whose name is not known. 3 rams are my Ba. 6 canoes are my shadows. 3 rams, 6 canoes. That's 36. And remember the Egyptian mathematics, and when the Egyptians had the calendar, it was 36 weeks in the year, 10 days a week, 360 days in the year. Okay, so boom, here we go. Check this out. Modern day. You want to see the modern? You want to see the modern day bar? You want to see, here you go, modern day bar. Boop. There we go. OVO. Just identical. Boom, 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 boom. The black original, white plagiarized. Okay. Period. All right. So understanding what's going on, we about to get a deep. We about to dive deep off into the cubby hole. Okay, so let's dive deep off into the cubby hole and really understand what's going on in the cubby hole. So boom, as we continue our journey, on down the rabbit hole. This is figure 3. Yeah, figure 3 is a first degree or entered apprentice trestle or a tracing board showing the sun and moon. The 3 pillars of Freemasonry. Remember, we just read, I am 3 ba and 6 canoe. So here we go, Freemasonry mirroring that with the 3 pillars of Freemasonry, right? The Masonic 3-step ladder and the 7 stars of the Pleiades, which always remember when they talk about the 7 anything, is talking about the chakras. 7 anything, go refer that right back to the chakra, which is a part of the constellation of Taurus, the bull. This is why a bull is on Wall Street. This is why you see a bull on Wall Street. And this is why the Chicago Bulls and Michael Jordan is so legendary, because of what it represents. The constellation Taurus was anciently at the vernal equinox within the solar new year beginning at this point. This was the era of Taurus from approximately 4000 BC to 2000 BC, when the precession of the equinox brought the earth to the era of the age of Aries, the ram. Therefore, the Masonic emblem of the 7 stars of Pleiades has direct allusion to the spring or vernal equinox, reminding us of the immortality of the soul, which is what? The Ka, and the aspiring of man to the heavens as part of their evolution and growth, which is your Ba. Your evolution and growth is your Ba. Right? As we climb down the yellow brick road, this trestle board of the 2nd degree is called the fellow craft. Is one of the fellow craft. This is why they call themselves odd fellows and odd sickos and all of those O's. This O and that O and that O, and right. That's what they're talking about. For the people who know the fellow craft. Okay. Boom. So understanding that, it distinctly shows the 2 pillars of Boaz and Jachin, with the 2 celestial globes, right? With the 2 celestial globes, the globe of the heavens and zodiac, and the globe of the planet Earth. Also, the all-seeing eye of deity. Why they said all-seeing eye? Number, all-seeing eye of deity. We already know who their deity is. With ancient languages having eye and sun expressed by the same word. The ancient Egyptians hieroglyphically represented their principal deity, the sun god Osiris, aka Asar, by the figure of an open eye, as you see right here looking at the open eye right there. All right, emblematic of the sun, aka of the sun Ra, his father. There we go. In like manner, modern Masons have modern Masons have symbolically represented the omniscience of the great architect of the universe. Further, the 7 steps of learning or the 7 liberal arts or sciences are present, leading into the entrance of the sanctum sanctorum of the lodge. Each step can be related to a planetary ray, okay, which will be explained later. The 7 steps can also be related to the 7 rungs of Jacob's ladder. And I told y'all what the 7 steps really mean. The 7 steps really mean the 7 chakras. These are the 7 steps right here. These are the 7 steps. See that right there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those are the 7 steps. Those are the 7 sisters. Those are the 7 everything, your 7 planets. Those are your 7 planets right there. You know, your Monday has been hijacked by the moon, but nevertheless, those are your 7 planets right there. Okay? So understanding the 7 as we move along into the and then remember Jacob's ladder. What's Jacob's ladder? Jacob's ladder represents what? Your spinal cord. So it's all about chakras, it's all about magic. The Masons are 100% crafters. That's why it's called the fellow craft. What kind of craft? Witchcraft. So Masons are 100% magicians. Egyptians weren't demons, nigga. How the fuck you gonna say that? And this is why you say people be ignorant. So you trying to tell me that white people stole black people's art, turned it into something evil, and now you call the Egyptians, who they stole it from, evil because evil white people got their hands on it and started doing foul things? This is the poisonous mind of Christianity. Poisonous mind of Christianity can't fathom that Christianity was stolen from Egypt, stolen from black people. You stole Christianity, Judah. The name Judah is a stolen name, concept. Yahweh, stolen name and concept. The Bible, everything you got as a Christian is stolen. Your religion is a false, stolen religion from black people, but yet you sit in your chair and judge with your ignorant self. See how that go? And you'll walk around instead of getting educated on it. You'd rather say, fuck it, I'm just gonna follow the stolen version and may the stolen version be with me. This particular trestle board is of the 3rd degree or Master Mason degree. The key symbolic figure in this board for this paper is the royal ark, which is discussed in this figure. So check this out. Now y'all know why McDonald's got the golden arches, right? Now y'all know, why things are called archangel and ark of the covenant. All of these ark terms, archons, right, are all stolen, and it is hidden inside of Freemasonry. It is well hidden inside of Freemasonry, as we shall soon see. Okay, so Freemasonic magic 101 is real. Now, as we get into the deeper causes, it says right here, this depicts the celestial sphere or globe that is placed on one of the 2 pillars found on either side of the senior warden in the Masonic Lodge. This globe shows the Earth, Sun, and zodiac signs of the science astrology. It's 100% astrology, y'all. The globes are of modern academic invention The globes are for modern academic invention. For described in the Bible in relation to King Solomon's temple are bummels or bowels, And you know, your bowels, that's your butt. They always with that bum shit, your bum. They're always chasing your bum. And were adorned or covered with a network of 2 rows of pomegranates that formed wreaths. The terrestrial and the celestial globes of our body, of our modern lodges, are 2 spherical bodies on convex surfaces, which represent and show the countries, seas, and various parts of the earth, the face of the heavens, the planetary revolutions, and other important particulars. This particular figure shows, figure 7 illuminates the principles and celestial knowledge conveyed by the 2 pillars and the associated globes. Okay, you ready? The zodiac band and the movements of the sun through the ecliptic is conveyed. These principles and concepts are of immense importance. They are immense importance, okay, to the astrology. You will see it 100%, hands down. Freemasons are magicians. Okay, so it can be deduced that our present and modern practice of the globes is traceable back to the Egyptians and their understanding of the celestial heavens above and the cycles of the stars. Any questions, man? Any questions? This represents the knowledge and lore of Freemasonry. You know, images like this, images like this, images like that. Check this out. This figure has several symbols that will be discussed, including the Masonic 3 rounds. Okay. The point represents an individual brother. Remember that. The point represents an individual. Sorry. Figure 8 has several symbols that would be discussed. There we go. 3 rounds. And the point in a circle between 2 perpendiculars. My bad. The point is in a circle between 2 perpendiculars. The classical or exoteric Masonic meaning of the point in a circle between 2 perpendicular lines is explained as such. The point represents an individual brother. That's why they give y'all with the finger point. The circle being the boundary lines of his duty to God and man. The 2 perpendicular lines representing the holy saints, John the evangelist and John the Baptist. This right here, figure 9. This right here shows the lesser lights of Freemasonry representing the sun, moon, and the worshipful master of the lodge, surrounding the 3 great lights, the square, compass, and the volume of the sacred law. Okay, this is also very alchemical, alluding to the cycles of nature and the celestial bodies having transforming effect on our spiritual selves. All right, as we humans strive to learn and grow in the light of Freemasonry. Look at this, is the doctrine. This figure right here is of a particular interest, for it introduces alchemical symbolism and clearly shows the operations of the 7 planetary rays on the alchemical process of transformation of the soul and self. Remember, soul is the Ka, self is Jabba, Kaaba. This is what they pray to. This is what they do. You understand? Boom. Now we're about to get into this right here. This definitely is important right here, as you shall soon see. Boaz and Jachin, as we shall break into Boaz and Jachin. So it's showing you right here the 2 phalluses, it's showing you the homosexuality, kind of, sort of. But you see how one represents the dark, one represents the light. As we get into it, Boaz was a fair man, said he would get, Boaz, a fair man, said he would give this man his opportunity to buy the land and marry Ruth. Now remember, Boaz is in the Bible. You find it in the chapter of Ruth, the story of Boaz and Ruth. And simply put, simply put, the story of Boaz and Ruth is basically a story of trickery. Ruth tricked Boaz into marrying her, right? But that trickery has Ruth. Remember, the trickery has Ruth as what? The forebearer of David, who was what? The forebearer of Jesus. So Boaz represents the bloodline of Jesus. David, I call it the Jewish side. I would call Boaz the Jewish side, the Jewish side of the Freemasonic, speculative, as well as the other different part of the order, right? I forgot the other one. Speculative and something else. I'm forgetting it right now because I'm focused on this. But so when you're talking about Boaz, that Boaz pillar, you're talking about what? You're talking about Christ. You're talking about Jesus. This is how you know Jesus is Satan. Because Jesus is the son of who? Yahweh. Ain't know that Yahweh is Satan like a motherfucker. Now understand that, and you'll understand Freemasonry a little bit deeper. Jachin, right, is the Hebrew name for God will establish. God, or he will establish. So he will establish what? So if you read it, Jachin and Boaz, Jachin means he will establish. Boaz is the what? The bloodline of Jesus. He will establish Jesus. He will establish Jesus. He will establish Christ, right? As we look deeper and delve deeper into the meaning of the Boaz conundrum, right? As we get into the original meaning of the Boaz conundrum. Phallic pillars, remember, these are phallic pillars. Remember this here. Phallic pillars were symbols of the divine. Phallus and pillar are from the same roots. The rock, stone, horn, pillar, and phallus are all one and the same. The pillar, sacred tree trunk, unicorn, maypole, upright cross, and other male divinity symbols originate in Africa, right? Pillars were the phallic emblems of many gods. And remember I told y'all and I showed y'all that the Greeks used to wear penises around their neck that represented phallic, the pillars, okay? To many gods and heroes throughout the ancient world. Because Absalom had no son to carry on his name, he erected, that's the erection, he erected and named a pillar as a monument to himself. See the homosexuality in that shit? And named a monument to himself. 2 Samuel 18:18. Like Amun-Ra, Shiva bore the title of the pillar, or the great lingam. Lingam is, that's your penis, the great phallus, the great penis. All right? And black men, that's what we are. We are the great penis. This is why they circumcise us when we are born, because of that right there. Pillars were inspired from the African obelisk, aka what they call it, Cleopatra's needle. That needle that stuck, that made Cleopatra sing that music, right? And the top of the obelisk is a pyramid representing the divine father principle. The obelisk symbolized the phallus of Asar, aka Osiris, Heru, Horus, and Geb, earth god, the other African and other African gods. Africans of the Nile Valley erected twin obelisks as their temple gates, Sound familiar, anyone? This tradition was copied by Solomon's temple at Jerusalem. This was copied. This is a copy. Solomon's temple is a copy. His freestanding pillars were made of brass. 1 Kings 7:15. The right pillar was named Jachin. God makes him firm. And the left pillar was named Boaz. Eagerness, strength. 1 Kings 7:21. Like the penis, these pillars had bow-like heads called chapters. And this is why you got chapters in, you know, in the sorority. They call them, what chapter are you from? And you turn a book, what chapter? The two pillars and the two bowls of the two chapters that were on the top of the two pillars. 1 Kings 7:41. Furthermore, they were surmounted by the female symbols of lilies and pomegranates. 1 Kings 7:17 through 22. All motherfucking Freemasonry through the Bible. Don't hit me with that motherfucking Bible is the true word of God, motherfucker, and we see the Freemasonry devil all in the Bible. All in the Bible. Okay? We gonna keep the game platinum. We're going to keep the game platinum. The Bible addresses God as a phallic stone or the rock that begat thee. Remember, I told y'all Set is the stone god. Set, remember that. Stonehenge, stones, right? Other rocky references and rocky titles of God included, and it just made me think about the movie Rocky. That's why they call it. That's why they call it fucking. That's why they call the movie Rocky. Okay, remember they call it Rolling Stone. The Rolling Stone. That's how you know Set is the God of the Bible. God, the phallic form, the phallic horn of my salvation, my high tower, aka the watchtower. 2 Samuel 22:3. The rock that is higher than I. Psalm 61:2. He is the rock. Deuteronomy 32:4. Rock of his salvation. He only is my rock. Exalted by the God of the rock of salvation. Every time you hear the rock, they're talking about a hard cock. Ain't that something? Look at that. Ain't talking about no pussy. Fuck it. Fuck the water. Rock. If you smell what the rock is cooking, now you know where the rock get that from. All right. For their rock is not as our rock. The rock. Why you think it's called rock and roll? Ooh, crack the code, rock and roll all night, and party every day. Stone of Israel. The Lord liveth, and blessed be my rock. The Lord is the rock eternal. O Lord, my rock, my redeemer. God was also a pillar resident in a Bethel stone, dwelling place of a deity. This stone, which I have set as a set for a pillar, shall be God's house. Told you, this stone which I have set. He could have said placed for a pillar. He could have said which I have positioned for a pillar. He could have said no, which I have set in stone, shall be God's house. Who God set? Satan, satanic. I am the God of Bethel, where thou anointest the pillar. Pyramids in the Bible, the Bethel stone was one with the pyramid, a word meaning fire in the middle, the divinity within. In that day shall there be an altar to the Lord in the midst of the land of Egypt, and a pillar at the border thereof to the Lord in the midst of the land of Egypt. Set, the Egyptian god, and a chief cornerstone in the capstone of pyramid, and all the rest of the Egyptian gods, man. The whole Bible is stolen from Egypt. The whole Bible is Egyptian plagiarism, man. Boom. So Christ also addressed as a horn, rock, stone. Okay. So understanding this, and now you understand where the Freemasons get it from. Stone masonry. It's called stone masonry. So this is where you got to understand where they get it from, bro. You feel me? So these are the zodiac signs, and as you can see, the easel. As you can see, the three-pronged easel, right? And it looks in the pyramid with the sun and the moon and the planets and the stars and the zodiac sign and the systems and everything, traveling around. Nothing but this is astrological chart, and shows you the grand design of what they call the grand architect, the great architect, right? So here is more hold up, let me see, let me make sure I get this right, this next slide right. All right, here we go. Boom. So as you can see right here, you know what I mean, more astrology. As you can see, the Tropic of Cancer matches with the Tropic of Leo, and the Tropic of Capricorn matches with that Tropic of Aquarius. And we know that Capricorn and Aquarius are the houses of Set. Why? Who is the planet of that governs Capricorn and Aquarius? Saturn. And we know that Saturn is Set's turn. Okay, so man, I didn't know it was gonna be this long. Hold up, I'm almost done. Yeah. We almost through. We almost about to wrap it up. All right, yeah. Boom. So more astrology, more divination and Freemasonry, showing you once again, it is all about the magic. And if you're not getting it, why you think I come with them algorithms, bro? Them algorithms are all magic, based on astrology, science. I told you I kicked down the Freemason door. I didn't have to join no secret society. I just studied myself up so good to myself, for myself, by myself. Guess what? I made sure that ain't a Mason and their mama could fuck with me. Ain't a Mason and their mama could fuck with me. Ain't a Mason and their daddy could fuck with me. You feel me? Why? Because my knowledge reigns supreme. Simple mathematics. As you can see, the four cardinals: Aries, Capricorn, Cancer, and Libra on your outer. I suggest you guys, if y'all going to build the altar, fashion your altar in this form. You know, your compass with your square and your compass inside of your square. Yeah. It's a wonderful, wonderful grid. I can show people. I'll show you how to build your altar. Just hit me up. Well, understanding Freemasonry, you'll understand that this figure right here is basically, showing you in plain English. Yup, Freemasonry is with the shit. They go to the ark. Look at that. See that Hebrew lettering? The royal ark. This is what those golden arcs mean. At McDonald's, you go to McDonald's, you walking into Freemason world. Boom. Some more sacred geometry. I told you it's all about sacred geometry. Y'all can screenshot that, do whatever y'all want with that. Right? More astrology and sacred geometry. The zodiac wheel. It reminds me of the wheel of fortune. And the wheels on the bus go round and round, and they tell you, don't reinvent the wheel and all of these things that has to do with the wheel. But if you say wheel real fast, it sounds like will, W-I-L-L. The wheel, like your will, right? So, and the whole of the laws do without will. Right? Here's some more representation of the Freemasonic Royal Arch degree with the four veils. Now remember the name. When I tell you that, I told you, when I be showing you this right here.
I told you.
That is the movie. The name of that movie is called The Veil. So he'll go to four veils in Freemasonry. All right. You know what I mean? The royal, they go to royal arc emblem. As you can see, the legs are goat legs, while the arms are angel arm, represent women. The Baphomet, right? And you go right there. You see animal at the top right. You see man at the bottom left. All right. So understand what's going on. Magic. The Ark of the Covenant. I told you the Ark of the Covenant has been and always will be Egyptian. Egypt. Israel probably stole the Ark of the Covenant. That was the whole beef about. Moses stole the Ark of the Covenant. You know, they said Jacob stole Esau's birthright. Hold on, man. Get your stupid ass up right here. Get your duck ass up out of there. And let me see. All right. Boom. So here we go. They show you once again, you know, they show you once again an astronomical stellar interpretation of the triple tau. Remember that Taurus, that T? And it's crazy that we are, as humans, got something called T cells that are our, you know, are very, very important cells in our body. You feel me? So here goes some, here and look, see, they go your checkerboard right there. Told you one side is the dark side, one side is the light side. And we play chess, period. And we play chess. May the best chess player win. All right. Boom. That trestle board, that easel. More Freemasonic symbolism. This says Masonic trestle board with stellar symbols and Jacob's ladder, aka your spinal cord. Jacob's ladder is your spinal cord, and your Kundalini travels up the spinal cord, activating your chakras. Boom. There go your seven celestial bodies: the sun, the moon, Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Venus, and Mercury. And remember, the moon is a hack. It's really supposed to be the sun, the earth, Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Venus, and Mercury. But the sun, the earth has been replaced by the moon, and we know that the moon and Saturn, the moon is aka Saturn's satellite. All right. As you can see, more astrological doctrine, more astrological magic from Egypt, more Masonic lessons and symbols. Masonic lessons and symbols contained in astrology and the elements, qualities of the signs. All right, this is very, very important when you're learning Freemasonry. Y'all gotta know astrology. If you don't know astrology, you lose Freemasonry, hands down. If you don't know astrology, you lose magic. Period. If you don't know astrology, you a shitty magician. If you don't know astrology and you claim that you practice magic, you're not a master of astrology, and you can't get along with all signs, converse with all signs, know the celestial, whether you're the shittiest magician on the face of planet Earth. Do not call yourself a magician if you don't know and have not mastered astrology. Shut the fuck up, sit the fuck down. And when I say mastered it, know it to the degree of you don't need to read about it to know what's going on with it. You don't need to read about astrology to know, oh shit, motherfucking the moon is in of waxing gibbous. Let me lay up there and it means this. You ain't got to go look it up. You know waxing gibbous means a certain thing. You know equinox. You know what a solstice is. You know what a cusp is. You know what cardinal, fixed, and mutable is. You know what your landlord and your house, your conjunctions, and you know what all of the functions of the zodiac is. Period. So remember, this is their as above, so below, and basically shows you once again that Freemasonry has been and always will be pedo magic. Straight up. That's what the Freemasons are. The Freemasons are pedophile magicians. And yeah, man, I had to just give y'all a little quick little crash course and show y'all that they stole it from Egypt. They ain't doing nothing fancy. They ain't nothing new under the sun. The Freemasons run the man. Freemasons don't run shit. They stole that shit from Egypt. Reclaim your black divinity. You practice magic, and then Freemasons lose power over you too. They ain't got no power over nobody but they goddamn self. Just like everybody else in life got power over their goddamn self. You feel me? In the end, when it's all said and done, that's the only thing that matters. Power over your goddamn self. Any questions, cares, or concerns? Any questions, cares, or concerns? You feel me? Any questions, cares, or concern? Definitely. I will go get the book. Go get the book Sun Signs by Linda Goodman. Go get the book Sun Signs by Linda Goodman. You feel me? Sun Signs by Linda Goodman is a very, very, very great read and very, very great, wonderful breakdown of how not to only get to know your sign, but also you get to learn other signs as well and how they tick as well, because they don't make no sense to just know your sign. You got to know your sign and the rest of them too to be a real true master magician, bro. Which Bible should you get besides the King James? The NIV, the New International Version. Yep. Or the Gideons. Outside of the King James, I would get the Gideons second, King James first, Gideon second, NIV third. NIV third. But the whole Bible is astrology. The whole Bible is astrology. All of Jesus' 12 disciples, Jesus Christ, everything is astrology. And all that shit is Freemasonry. All that shit is Satanism, human trafficking, pedophilia. And yeah, man, that's why it's a secret. That's the big secret. They all worship. And the biggest secret is the truly biggest secret is not only did they steal all that from black people, but how can I put this? Not only did they steal that from black people, but it's extraterrestrial, interdimensional, magical, and all kind of shit that your mind wouldn't even believe. Do you do gematria? Yes, I do. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Always remember that. Gematria is, if you want to be technical, gematria is how you calculate and read the matrix. If you want to read the future and know the future, all you got to do is know gematria. If you want to know what's going on, just know gematria. You feel me? Thoughts on three. I don't know what the Three Disciple Books is. I don't know what the Three Disciple Books is, but that's the that's the gist of it. You know, so I know everybody. I thank y'all for coming in, because I know everybody could have been watching the fight, but y'all getting this good knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Bible is a lie, and the Bible is not a lie so much as a plagiarism. Plagiarism is not a lie. Plagiarism is, stolen truth. A plagiarism is a stolen truth. So I can't say the Bible is a lie so much as it is a plagiarism. Astrology is the mother of magic. Astrology is, period. Astrology is the mother of magic. Right. Period. Somebody said what about the Order of Eastern Stars? There's nothing but another Freemasonic group. What you want me to say about them? What, they fucking Girl Scouts? No, they fucking evil. Just like the rest of the fucking secret societies. They're rainbow booty girls. Order of Eastern Stars are rainbow booty girls. Any questions? That's easy. A good geometry book to get started. I got a good geometry book too. What's the name of it? Damn, let me go. I gotta get my geometry book. I got a good geometry book. Y'all could get into too. That daddy, that Thunder Pop too, is fire. Let me see. I'm about to get it. I got a good numerology book. Damn. Let me get my. I think I got me a cold-blooded my geometry book. Yeah, I'm about to show y'all a good astronomy, a good one, bro. It been lit. Yeah, but once you understand astrology, once you understand, you know, all of these different things that they told you to stay away from in the Bible, you'll be able to understand the Bible itself. They told you to stay away from it, but will you? Shit. If you want to understand the Bible, you won't. If you want to understand the Bible, you will not. I promise you that, bro. Because in the end, when it's all said and done, they lied to us. They lied to us, told us. They lied to us, told us this, they told us that. Oh, the name of the book is called Numerology, the Divine Triangle. Numerology and the Divine Triangle. You need to get that book. That's a great numerology book. Numerology and the Divine Triangle. You feel me? Numerology and the Divine Triangle. Hands down, a great book on numerology. You feel me? But once again, that motherfucking proof, that truth proof. And here go that Boaz. Look at dude put the Boaz spell with the Boaz. Check him out.
Boaz has some relatives, and if you don't watch it, you won't get the one God has for you. You'll get his relatives. To the girls, I found this on the internet. He has, Boaz is spelled B-O-A-Z. Everybody say B-O-A-Z. And so he's got some relatives called broke ass, po ass, lying ass, cheating ass, dumb ass, drunk ass. Don't go out with him. Cheap ass. Turn to somebody and say, I dated him. Locked up ass, good for nothing ass, lazy ass, and especially his third cousin beating your ass. Wait on your Boaz and make sure he respects your ass. Now there's your word. You wanted a word, you got a word.
So as you can see, Freemasons everywhere. All the pastors in your pulpit with the Freemason shit. All your singers and your actors and your ball players and your lawyers and your doctors and your nurses and your clergymen and your goddamn your construction workers. And man, and then they letting anybody in now. So they're letting anybody in now because they need bigger numbers. So it's a free for all. It's a free for all. You feel me? But he was showing you. Look, they was all gobbling it up to the Boaz, but they ain't know he was hitting you with free. He was hitting them with a Freemason spell. Now watch, all their ass gonna end up broke. One of them asses gonna be them people in the audience because they entertaining the devil. Remember that, and they entertaining the devil. So understanding the ramifications of this shit will get you into a way better light of what's going on and how it's going on, bro. And with that being said, we about to pay these motherfucking bills with the outro. You already know. Hit them with the egg ritual.
Welcome back, Notification Squad. What's up, family? What's up, CIA members? Yeah.
Let me be clear. Incense, crystals, meditation, supernatural gifts, divination, numerology, and astrology, they're all in the Bible. Y'all don't believe in sage, but smudging is in the Bible. Y'all don't believe in altars, but you go to the altar when the pastor tells you to. Y'all don't believe in rituals, but devouring the blood and body of Christ. Y'all don't believe in psychics, but you pay prophets to speak in church. Y'all don't believe in spirits and possession, but you're at church catching the Holy Ghost. Y'all don't believe in the use of herbs, but you're covering your walls in holy oil, which is made with olive oil and herbs. Y'all don't believe in the law of attraction, but telling people to always speak things into existence. Y'all don't believe in spell work, but the entire Psalms is a book of
shit.
Okay, hold it up. Hold it up. Turn around. Turn around. Make an about face. All the way around. Okay, now drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
Oh, no.
All right, hold it. Proud of what I am and what I represent.
Are you a traveling man?
I'm a proud of what I am and what I
man?
represent.
And you're using the black. Look at the condition of our people, man.
Leave us alone with brother.
Look at the condition of our people, brother.
Leave us alone.
How you walking with the illumination of our people, man?
Leave us alone.
That's a sign of our ancient king.
You don't
Grandest Rising. It's time for our miracle food. I am on day 7. So the first thing you want to do is shake it vigorously. Get everything all mixed up and pour it in your cup. 30 milliliters, you already know. Then you want to grab your miracle tea that you've already prepared and pour 8 ounces and drink it right after the miracle food. And lastly, you want to pour 24 ounces of water.
Oh, got it.
Okay.
Frankly, we need help.
Yeah.
We need everybody involved in this. That's not a lie. We need help. And you have Draco reptilian guys running your governments of every country on your planet.
Of every government. There you go.
Wow.
That's quite a statement.
I am totally convinced for myself, according to my own knowledge, I am totally convinced that the world is being run by reptile aliens. I totally believe that. And then I said I believe that not because David Icke said so, it's because that's what I believed before I ever met David Icke. And I have a reason for believing that. And I've been doing this kind of research all my life, and that's what I believe because I've seen it. I've seen and heard too much that I now know there's something going on the earth that has to do with extraterrestrial life forms that are here, but they're not exactly human.
So here it is in a nutshell for everybody. The last 2,000 years, we've been working under the yoke of a reptilian alien race that has denied us our God-given free will through deception and basically lying to us. Right now what's going on is the veil's being lifted on all of this. So there's some other alien races here to help us out, and people are waking up to what has been going on, and once we are aware of it, we are no longer under its control. So let's pick up the pace here, folks. I'm impatient for the age of Aquarius, 1,000 years of love, light, and happiness.
Alien species, the Draconians. They hail from the Orion, Sirius, and Draco constellations, although their leaders reside on Orion. They are cold-blooded creatures with scales and bony plates. They are green, beige, or brown in color. They have clawed fingers and toes. The males have a distinctive mating claw on each thumb. They're about 6 to 7 feet tall, and they smell pretty bad. They are not emotional creatures like us humans, and they have no attachment to their offspring. The Draconians believe they were the first residents of the universe and it belongs to them. They feel superior to every other race, especially humans. They are hellbent on conquest and control. They are master manipulators and puppet masters due to their billion years of evolution. But it's important to note that not all Draconians are evil. Just a lot of them. The Dracos have the ability to shapeshift, and will take the form of a handsome human male when impregnating a human woman. Then the Draconians will harvest the fetus within 2 to 3 months for their breeding programs. The female Dracos do the exact same thing with human men.
Last 5 years, 3,000 children in Westchester County, New York have vanished without a trace. Where are they going? Why are we allowing this to happen? And why should people stay in denial about it?
Now, how are they able to do this? How are they able to? How are they able to? How are they able to do it? How are they able to come up out of this from underground and do it, or do they have?
There are tunneling systems everywhere. They're being helped by the Greys, and also there are groups within the higher echelon that are actually helping them acquire this.
So human beings are abducting the kids and getting them to the Greys, who in turn give them to the Alpha Draconians?
That's right.
Laura Magdalene Eisenhower, all of us know, of course, that you're the great-granddaughter of President Dwight D. Eisenhower. You say, quote, "There has been a massive cover-up in regards to ET contact with our governments, and there has been much secrecy in regards to those who have been either abducted or contacted." And this is the key. You say, "This is because an invasion has already taken place, and they don't want us to know this." I mean, that's the clearest that I've ever heard anyone say this about an invasion. Could you walk us through all of those thoughts?
Yes, well, I mean, the galactic history, I mean, there's so much to it, and we're dealing with a lot of galactic wars, angelic wars that took place even before this planet was formed, this planet that we know it as Gaia. And so I've studied a lot about that, and in the formation of this new creation, it was pretty much hijacked immediately, and we're dealing with, you know, reptilians that ended up going underground, not necessarily malevolent, but then those coming from the Draco star system, and just how the Anunnaki and the Luciferian rebellion is a part of the enslavement of humanity. And we hear all these stories about the Anunnaki with Enki and Enlil, and all these different projections and theories about, you know, what their intentions are. Enlil has been somewhat demonized as being the one who created the flood, and Enki is out for our good because he wanted to protect humankind. But what is really protecting humankind when there's an enslavement agenda? So we're dealing with beings that actually want a large population in order to control it, and then other factions that want to somewhat create population control, and then the reptilians that went underground that were a part of the original creation that just see this huge mess and probably want it to be rectified or brought to some kind of justice. And so we're dealing with many different species, and the invasion part of it would be the manipulation, the mind control, the dark technologies that want to control nature, want to control humans, anything from the aerosol spring and, you know, HARP technologies to what we see in the media and what we see coming from religion and governments. You know, this mass manipulation where most people don't even recognize what's going on because it seems to be a part of just the human experience. And it's that level of manipulation and control that I would say is the invasion that has been in the works for thousands and thousands of years. And so when we deal with something like the Illuminati or some of these shadow government institutions, there's many factions, and they're kind of doing this infighting, but they're all vying for control of the human race. It's not really about our sovereignty. It's not about allowing us to see what the truth is so that we can all discuss it and know what we're voting for and know what we're putting our attention on. Instead, it's like we're kind of hanging on the outside as the byproduct of all these games, and we're just being sort of like caught in the middle, like some sort of tug-of-war. And the invasion, I mean, we can look at it like some sort of alien invasion, or we can see it as a the role of what the negative ego plays and how we've attached ourselves to it and how we're enabling this. And so when we see what's happening in our world, you know, we have to look at the signs. We have to recognize what's obvious, you know, particularly looking up and seeing that we're being sprayed, and do something about it, and not just sit there and assume that our best interests are being looked out for. And even though there's, you know, factions within these groups that are trying to help us, there's too much criminal activity going on for us to stand on the sidelines anymore. And that was my intention, is to say it's going to take the whole human race. And it's time to put all this out there, regardless of what the outcome is or who can handle it or not handle it. It doesn't matter anymore. We have to all be a part of this discussion. We have to unite with the ones that are on our side. We have to call out the ones who aren't, give them an opportunity to either unify with us or, you know, we need to have them shut down what they're doing, or, you know, just like you with your deep understanding of law, bring justice to this issue we're dealing with.
Is anybody in there? Bro, tell me y'all hear that shit. Bro, tell me I'm not tripping, y'all hear that. Yo, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck is that, bro? It gets farther away at the end, dude. What the? Oh shit!
I'm gonna scare y'all, but this is the real reason why I don't show my face. Alright, look. See? See, I got real Illuminati bloodline. Turn the camera on, hold up. Now watch this. See that? Shit, gotta keep my identity hidden, man. Fuck you think they gonna do if they see me with this shit? They might kill my ass.
I told you we'd be deathless. We just need new shells from time to time. And plenty of souls to eat.
Ain't that right, you smelly nigga?
I didn't write that.
Well, you is a smelly nigga.
If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like this video, share this video. Do not hesitate to leave a comment. Every word counts. Let's change the algorithm. Even all my haters out there, like, share, and subscribe with your hating ass.
I'm telling y'all, man, y'all go to ChakRA.org, man. He'll start putting you up on game, man. Go to ChakRA.org. He will explain all this shit to you, man. He's the realest nigga on YouTube, man. Once I found out that everything's witchcraft, I'm like, oh, shit.
All right, hey, so I just finished 88 magic algorithms, y'all. If you have not tuned in to the ChakRA Doctor and the magic algorithms, I highly suggest you do. Miraculous, marvelous, life-changing. Every algorithm that you speak comes to life. These words are so powerful and they start showing up in your reality. Abundance starts coming in from different sources, from multiple sources. Love, attraction. People are attracted to my energy. I'm like a walking magnet, and everything that I've spoke, I get to witness it in my reality. I am so grateful. I am so thankful for these magic algorithms. I love these magic algorithms. When I say I love them, I really, really mean it. So I wake up every rising and I write my affirmations from the Affirmation Bible. If you haven't got the Affirmation Bible, you need to get you an Affirmation Bible. I've been writing these affirmations from this Bible for over 3 years now. Every single day, I write my affirmations 200 times. Every affirmation that I have written has came true. Then I drink my miracle tea and my miracle food. If you haven't got that, you want to tap into that too. This is a whole holistic magic algorithm affirmation miracle food package, right? So after I drink my miracle tea, my miracle food, I speak the magic algorithms, y'all. And then you want to activate your chakras with the full chakra activation. I'm so grateful. And I'm so very, very thankful for the chakra doctor. I love what he's doing. I love the energy and the power that he puts into these algorithms, into the miracle food, into the affirmation Bible, into everything that he touches. Everything is magical, y'all. Like, tap in. You really, really got to tap in. That's all I could say. You have to tap in and experience the magic for yourself. But I'm so thankful and I'm so grateful. Love, gang. Hey.
Now, usually I let my algorithm sell between $200 and $400 a piece, but these are unusual times, so I'm using unusual methods to fight the powers that be, and I'm letting these daddies go for crackhead cheap. That's right, $50 a piece per algorithm. Call or text me at 818-429-1675.